Melissa here, and I'm with Coach Jonathan, and we're gonna take you through one of my favorite exercises, the donkey kick. So we're taking a little animal style today. We're gonna build those glutes, we're gonna work the core, and most importantly, we're gonna go over the do's and don'ts to get the most out of this simple but super effective movement. So Jonathan's going to be my model today, the glute god himself, and we'll take it down to the mats because that's where we'll be performing these reps. Now, when you think about a donkey kicking, it's a little more violent than we're gonna do today. This is gonna be a classy donkey. So I'm gonna have Jonathan get on all fours. And this is where a lot of us go wrong right away. So if this is your first time doing a donkey kick or you don't have a coach with you, you might wanna have a mirror nearby just so you can make sure you're really stacked. We want your shoulder over your wrist, the fingertips nice and wide. You wanna have a little space underneath the mid hand so you're not really pressing into the heels of the hands with all of your energy. Jonathan knows what he's doing. So he's already filled his upper back here. He's bracing with his core, and we say brace a lot, but I want you to think about wrapping your core. Imagine someone's got a strap and they're slightly pulling it up. So you don't have to suck in, but you're protecting your spine using all the musculature in your core. Wonderful. Right here, he's got a really natural dip. This is gonna be normal for everyone, but I usually take people through a couple cat-cows. So we go into an extreme version where we arch all the way up, and then take it extreme all the way down. You do that a couple times to warm up until you find your center where you feel really, really supported. So he's gonna do that here. We'll call that our neutral spine. We use that term a lot, but for today, it's somewhere where we feel really supported. Our hips are slightly tucked under, our core is lifted, and our knees are right underneath our hips. So already he's in a really good position for his core. He's working a little bit. We call this a bear position. This is our bear plank. When we go into our donkey kick, the most important thing is that we have our foot flexed here. So we wanna make sure the leg stays about a 90-degree angle, but if you are lacking some hamstring mobility, 90 degrees might feel all hamstrings. You might even get a cramp. So for you, you may extend a little bit further, and that's totally fine. We're gonna work on this front leg just so we can see the action a little bit more. So I'm gonna have Jonathan feel all of that balance press through his hands, and then he's gonna lift this knee up, squeezing his glute like he's trying to push the ceiling away. Beautiful. So Jonathan's already doing it right here, but I'm gonna keep that bend as long as it doesn't cause a hamstring cramp. So go ahead and bend your leg into 90 degrees, good. Heel is going to try to press the ceiling here. Right away, you're gonna see that glute fire, fire, fire. Now, one thing that happens here, he can go through a couple reps nice and slow. We wanna really keep the tension in the core so he's not using the lower back to extend further. He wants the squeeze of the glute to stop the action. So a lot of times we think more range of motion. I wanna kick higher, and that's right for most exercises. But for this one, not what we're looking for. We're actually looking for that hip to extend in this front position while the glute contracts. As the glute lengthens or stretches, the hip flexor comes into that flex position. You can rest for a second, Jonathan. I know you're already feeling that pump. Now, we love our donkey kicks because it's unilateral. So we can work on imbalances while we build strength. This is also a great exercise if you have an issue to feel maybe your glutes before you go into your other work, or if you want to add more volume at the end of the session to get that pump and maybe get a little bit more volume in the glutes. A lot of us are looking to do that. So if we go to the other side, just so you can see the rotation, we're gonna use this back leg now. Reset into your core, fill this space here, wrap, push through the arms, got the core nice and braced. He's going to kick that heel up. Nice. So I want to bring his knee in just slightly if that feels okay, and then keep those hips nice and stable. You can do that with your opposite hand if you're just not sure what you're feeling. One thing we see a lot is if people don't feel it, they go way higher and their lower back dips. We don't want to do that, right? Back bends for another time. We're not twerking today. Again, we're classy donkeys. So as his heel comes up, that glute squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. He's trying to push this invisible ceiling away. As the ceiling drops down, he's still feeling that squeeze all the way down. It's so controlled. All right, we'll stop there. Now, a couple things that can happen is we rotate open. So you'll try to push yourself open to get out of the work. One thing we can do to stop that, if you're not sure you're doing it, I do this for myself all the time, is place a yoga block right next to your knee. Now, if he lifts this back other leg up, and he starts to rotate too much, this block will fall over. He'll be dumping into his hip, and that's your key. Whoa, I hit the block. I got to get my hip back in line. So if you're just not quite there with your alignment, this yoga block can be super, super helpful. Some people like to even place it on the lower back. If he kicks back now and goes too much into extension or hyperextension, the block's going to do some wonky things. You'll feel it. We want to keep that block in a really kind of strategic and stable place. Last thing here is loading. We can load our donkey kicks once they feel good and stable. We can start to make them harder, right? We can add more load. So to do that, you can do something as simple as a resistance band. So I'm going to let Jonathan put the resistance band on. I would do it for you, but I think that would end in a tumble. I place one under my non-working knee, my stable knee, so it really stays there. The leg that's working or kicking back, it can be up here on the quad or a little lower. Knees are back in the right position. He's back ready to go. So the knee is holding down one, and he's going to push up that heel on the other side. Really activate the glute. Already you can see the resistance there. So this band is trying to pull his leg down. He's going to resist that. He's not letting it take him down. He's fighting it all the way up. Do you feel that more already?
Oh yeah.
I can see it tingling back here. So although this is really good for loading, it also can be a really good modification if you just can't feel it. Because that loading right away, your body's gonna go, oh, there it is. There is me glute. All right, that's probably it for the donkey kick. We wanna always make sure that we are in control. So if you start doing a little too much twerking, take a break. If your wrists start taking on too much energy, take a break. That's your cue to know that's my strength limit. I'll take a break and then I'll try to hit that limit again before I go into these weird patterns. We can only get stronger if we progress slowly. Feeling good?
Oh yeah.
One glute only?
All of it.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to go do the other glute. But good luck with your donkey kicks and let me know if you have any questions. See you later.